this our jumpsuit will be a wrap top, with a bell sleeve, so, or a flare sleeve. So it's a wrap top. So let's quickly cut out the front. So this is my fabric now. Let me use this part. Okay, I'll go ahead and fold my fabric. I'll use the fullest part of my measurement, which is the bust. So the bust measurement is bust of 38. I'll be working on bust 38 inches. So I'll go ahead and fold 38 divided by 4. I have 9.5. So 38 inches divided by 4 you to give us 9.5. So 9.5, I'll be adding extra 2 inches of sewing allowance. So my 9.5 plus extra 2 inch will give me 11.5. So that is what I'll be folding. So I'll go ahead and fold. I'll first of all cut the back. Okay, okay, and there will be, okay, this wrap top, and there will be a zipper at the back. Okay, then let me cut this one out first. I have my 11.5, so I don't want to waste fabric. So 11.5 is okay. So my shoulder to waist measurement here. So when cutting a jumpsuit, your actual shoulder to waist measurement, you add extra 1 inch to it. Like I have my 17 inches of actual shoulder to waist measurement, assuming I'm cutting a peplum top or a different kind of a, a, a style. So I have to use my actual measurement is 17, shoulder to waist is 17 inches. But because it's a jumpsuit, I'll be adding extra 1 inch allowance. So 17 plus 1 inch will give us 18. 18 inches. So I will mark my 18 inches plus my extra 1 inch of joining the down pants and joining of the shoulder. So it will give me a total of 19 inches. So I will mark out my 19 inches. So I'll be cutting this part to serve as my okay. So I'll go ahead and mark out my 19 inches. So I have 19 inches here. Mark 19 instead of 17 inches plus a 1 inch, making 18. I added extra 1 inch because it's a jumpsuit. So here, this is my 19 inches. So I want to cut the front first. I'll be cutting two parts. So what I will do right now, I'll go ahead and cut out. I'll add my shoulder measurement, and my shoulder measurement is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2 will give us 8 plus extra half inch. I like adding extra half inch of joining allowance. So it will give me 8.5. So on this shoulder line now, I will mark out my armhole. I will use the same 8.5 I got from my shoulders. So I will connect the line this way. So this is it. So here I will mark out my half inch of shoulder slant. Then I will come down on that half inch. I will measure the remaining part. What I have here is 8 inches. The midpoint will be 4. Then I will come in by half an inch here. So I will use my French curve, or I'll go out by 1 inch. I'll make a curve this way. I'll make a curve from here, or you can use your French curve. So remember, I'm cutting, this is for the front part. I'll be cutting two of these. Later on, I'll go ahead and cut the back. because this wrap top is going to have zipper. Remember, we are sewing jumpsuit, so there will be zipper and the front will be wrapped as well. So now let's impute our neckline. So on this shoulder line, the neckline I'll be working on is 4 inches wide, so I'll mark it 4. Then for the back neckline, because I'll be using this the neckline I'll be using for the back, I'll be using 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Okay, I'll use 2 inches for the back neckline. So I'll go ahead, and because I'll go ahead and add that 2 inches depth. This is not the actual front neckline depth. It's a wrap top. So by the time we proceed, you understand. But I want to input the front and the back neckline first. Then I will use it to cut, because I'll be using it to cut out the back. But this is for the front. I'll be cutting 2 of these. There are different ways of making a wrap top. One, you can extend, maybe you add after cutting out the back, then you extend the inches. But this tutorial, I want to cut this particular method. I'll be cutting 2 of these for the front, 1 for the back. So right now, let me impute my back neckline to serve as guide for the front neckline I'm cutting. So the back neck depth will be 2 inches. So I'll mark it here. So this is 2, and the depth, the wideness is 4 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect it to the shoulder slant. So I'm connecting it to the shoulder slant. So this is how it is. Then I will make a curve. I'll connect my back neckline curve. Okay. Oh, sorry, my material is shaking. So this is what I will do now. You can use your free hand. Oh God, it's really shaking. So I'm trying to be very careful with this fabric. So now this for my back neckline. So let's go ahead and impute our bust measurement. So from here I have 19 inches. Then the under bust measurement is I have 14. I'll go ahead and mark 14.5 because of the joining. So here is my under bust. So on my bust, on this line, on this armhole line, that's the upper bust, I'll be marking out my bust measure, which is 38, like I said. So 38 divided by 4 will have 9.5, extra 2 inches of allowance, making 11.5. So on my under bust measurement, I have 32 inches. So I'll go ahead, 32 divided by 4 is will have 8 plus my extra 2 inch of allowance. So here on the waistline, I have 32 inches as well. So I'll go ahead and bring it down. So you mark your 32 plus extra 2 inches. So it's the same as the under bust. So I'll connect this way. So for my that measurement, I'll use my bust span. My bust span is 8 divided by 2, I have 4 inches. So here for the bust span, so mark your, I won't be cutting it, I'm just trying to show us. So here I have my 4 inch. So and the bust point is, I have the bust point of 11 inches. So we're marking out 11 inches this way. Then you make this my bust span. So on this part I'll be half inch on both sides. Then I'll connect this way. So this is what I have for my dart, but I will not be cutting it out. I'm just showing us how it is. So this is it. When I'm sewing, I will do that. Well, so let's go ahead and cut it out. Remember, I'll be cutting 2 of these before we cut it back. Okay guys, I've cut it out. Remember I told us that I'll be cutting two of this for the front panel. So I've already cut it out. This is one, this is two. I've cut it out. On this armhole part, I cut the back armhole because I'll be using it, this one of it, to cut out the back. The back will be having zipper allowance. It's a wrap top, quite alright, but because we are attaching it to a jumpsuit, I'll be adding zipper at the back. So the front will be wrapped, not the normal wrap you wrap without zipper at the back. So because of that, I'll be cutting the back. So on this armhole, you can see this is for the front armhole, but I cut the back armhole first. So after tracing out the back, I'll go ahead and trim this particular front armhole. So remember I said this neckline is for the back neckline, but I've used it to cut the front to serve as a guide. So right now, let's go ahead and cut out the back pattern. So I'll fold my fabric. I'll go ahead and fold my fabric to cut out the back. I'll be adding 1.5 inch of zipper allowance. Remember on the jumpsuit I added zipper allowance of 1.5, so I'll be adding it as well here. So I will remove one of these first. I will place it plus my zipper allowance. So let me measure. So when you are working with this crepey fabric, you have to be extra careful. If not, it will add excess to whatever you are doing, or it can even shorten it. So I have my 1.5 here. So I'll go ahead 1.5. So this is for the back. So I'll go ahead right now and extend this neckline. We'll extend it. So remember this is my 2 inches. So so I'll go ahead right now and trace everything. So the only difference here is the zipper allowance. So I'm cutting out my back. Like I said, this armhole is for the back. So after which I'll go ahead and trim the front. So this is our back. So here I'll be cutting out the neckline for the back. So this is the shoulder slant. Okay, I'm done. So I'll go ahead and open up the zipper allowance. So, so I'm done opening it. So this is for my back. It's settled. So let's go back to trimming of the armhole before we proceed to the wrap, to the main issue, the main topic, the wrap top. So I'll go ahead and place it very well and trace. Okay guys, I'm done tracing out the armhole. This is the front armhole. You can see I came in by half an inch and I made a curve, so I'm done tracing it out. So what I will do right now, let's go back to the main reason why we are here. I will open the both parts, the both panel I have. I'll open it up and I'll face each other, the right side facing each other. You can see this is my back, the wrong face, so it's facing each other this way. I'll go ahead and place it nicely. So you can pin, because this my crepey fab is really crepey. So let me secure it, because I don't want to be giving me. I'm trying to secure it with a pin because the way it's shaking now. Okay, so when you are done securing it or placing the two of them on each other this way. So what I will do right now is I'll go ahead, and the neck depth I want, okay, I'll first of all measure from here, from this place to this place to get the um what I have here. I have 23.5, so 23.5 will give me 7.7, so I will mark it 7.7 here. This is for the midpoint. Then I'll connect straight. I've gotten the midpoint. I'll connect a line this way. So after marking line, so I've gotten the midpoint right now. I measure from this armhole to this other part. So I have 23.5. So 23.5 divided by 2 will give me 7.5. So that is what I marked here. So I'll decide on the neck depth I want, how many inches. You want it to be open, more cleavage to show, or just okay, but I'll be using 8 inches. So from here I will mark out my 8 inches here. So this is my 8 inch. You can decide to come down any how you want it, how low you want it. So now I'll be making a curve. For this I want it curvy. You can make it straight if you want, depending on the type of wrap top you are making. From this point here, from this neck point here, you can decide to make a line. You make a straight line this way from the 8 inches, or if you want it 9, it depends on the neck depth you want, but I'm working on 8 inches. So from here to here is I have 8 inches. So that's where I mark this line. So you can decide to make a straight line down to this part. See, to make your wrap top, you can decide to make it a straight line. For mine, I want to make it a bit curvy so that it will open a bit. So here I'll be using my hip curve. I'm trying to hold the one. See, so here will be more curvy. It will expose a little bit more cleavage will expose. So I want it straight to be more of a V. So my fabric is really shaky. So here, so after I've gotten the curve here now, this is the curve I want. After I've gotten my curve, I'll go ahead and connect it straight. Have you seen? So depending on, oh my goodness, working with this fabric is work. So you can see, you can make yours straight or you can make it curve. So this is what I want. You can even come down if you want more exposure. You can extend it more down depending on maybe 9 inches or 10 inches, and follow this way. So but I'll be working with 8 inches. I don't want it to be too exposed. So now we'll cut it out. You can see this is the reason why I cut the front part, the front piece too, to get our curve, our this wrap. There are two ways. I have another method of cutting a wrap top. Maybe I will do a tutorial on that as well. So here you can decide to come up by 2 inches or 1.5. You can decide, then you connect it. But me, I prefer this way. I want it at this point. You can decide to bring it up this way, but I want mine to start from here. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is the wrap top. This is my first method of cutting it. I'll do a tutorial on the second method. So you can follow here for the straight. See, so here is not useful anymore. So let's open it up. We open it. So this is it, guys. This is what we have here. Our wrap top is ready. As you see, remember when sewing for female, it's always wrapping from the right part is always on top, not the other way around. This is how you sew it for the female. If it's a male, the left one will be on top, but for female, the right always on top. Remember that. So this is what you have here now. Okay, so let's proceed to cut the bell sleeve we will attach to it. So this is for the back. See, by the time we sew. So this tutorial I will be using interfacing. I'll be cutting interface. I will use the same fabric to cut out, and I won't be adding lining to it. So I'll use my interfacing. As you can see, I will cut the back and the front. So I'll cut it the same way. Okay guys, so welcome back once again on my channel. This is the second part, the cutting of the bell sleeve. Like I said, the bell sleeve I'll be attaching to our jumpsuit. So we're about to cut the bell sleeve now. I folded my fabric into two. I folded it by two. Then after folding, I folded bias form. As you can see, it's on bias fold. After the first folding, after which you might have gotten the how full you want your the sleeve, the bell sleeve, how full you want it. So I folded it. I don't want it so big. So after folding, I fold. As you can see, it's on bias form. I folded it on bias form. Look at it here. I folded it on bias form. So here I've cut out the number of sleeve I'll use. So here I have, so first of all, I'll be marking out the sleeve length I'll be working on is 17 inches. I'll go ahead and add extra 1 inch of folding allowance. So from here, from this starting point, I have my, as you can see, 17 inches plus my folding allowance is complete. I'll be able to get it here. So what I did was, from here, first of all, you measure your, how to know to get the exact folding you want to fold for the top, like how you want, maybe you want it this way. See, if I fold more, it will be more to fold more, and the bias form will fold more. So how I got this place was, I measured my round sleeve. The round sleeve is 11 inches, sorry, 12 inches. So 12 inches divided by 2, I have 6 plus extra 1 inch of allowance, making 7 inches. So when I place it here, you can see I have my 7 inches here. So this is it. That's how I folded it. So from here, I marked out my 7 inches. See? So from this point now, I'll be coming down by 4 inches, which will serve as the bicep. So here I have my 4 inches. So I'll mark it out this way. This is 4 inches. So on this 4 inches now, I'll be marking out the 7 inch. So this is the 7. It will serve as the bicep, as the, so from here now, I'll go and make a curve. I'll make a straight line first. So here, I'll make a straight line. So after which, I'll measure the total from this diagonal line. I will measure what I have here. I have 8.5. So let me just use the whole thing. So I have 8.5 here. 8.5 divided by 2, I'll have 8, and so go ahead and divide it. I'll have 8 points. See, divide and mark it. So let's see what it is. Here I have 4.2. So this is the midpoint of this diagonal line. So from that midpoint, I'll go up by half an inch. So after I've marked my half an inch, you go ahead and make a curve. From this point, you make a curve to connect to this line, to this midpoint here. Sorry, this mine. So let me use pen so that, because this material is really shaking. So you make a curve to connect to the midpoint. So after which we'll cut, because it's a bell sleeve, no shaping or whatsoever. So you can as well measure your armhole, what you have, to be sure. So I have 8.5 here. So from here now, I'll be marking out my sleeve length. My sleeve length is 17 inches plus 1 inch of folding allowance. I have my 18 inches. I'm using chalk. I'm using pen. Let me use it so that you'll be able to see it. So this is my 18 inch. We measure it all around. 18 inch. So if you want it straight, you can measure this straight. As you can see here, I'm measuring straight. But because after measuring straight, I also like to come up by one, as you see, come up by 1 inch. So that is the reason why I placed it here as if I'm cutting like a flare. So I'm measuring my 18 inch, as you can see, 18 inches. You measure it this way. If you want this the armhole, the inner part, want it to be more like a flare. But if you want it straight, you can as well measure it straight this way. But I want mine to have this curvy effect, more like a flare. Okay, so go ahead and cut it out. This is what I have here. So guys, this is our bell sleeve. I'm done cutting it out. You can go ahead and measure this place, the armhole curve, to be able to make sure it corresponds with your armhole. If it doesn't, you can still trim it down a bit so that you'll be able to get the exact armhole. So this is how to cut our bell sleeve. So go ahead right now to the sewing machine. I will show you how to sew the jumpsuit and how to attach the sleeves and everything. Thank you so much guys for watching.